Shalom. All praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahawashi, Ba'ashem, and Kakadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught me the truth. And peace to many Akim has their life daily, pushing the truth with sincerity. And a few Aqua listen, learn, and Shalom. Once again, my name is Einam with Team MC Detroit Camp. Pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect, to so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad, the four corners of the whole world. And this video is on the second coming. Matter of fact, it's been spoken of throughout the whole scriptures from Genesis, meaning this scripture right here, Genesis 49 and 10. This is, the prophecy of Yahawashi return, when he comes to gather up the children of Israel, the hopeful elect, and the 1/3. And matter of fact, this is our forefather Jacob telling his sons what was going to come in the last days. So let me start at the beginning. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which that which shall befall you in the last days. And this talking about, when Yahweh shall return, and I'm just straight to the point. This is Genesis 49 and 10. And the scepter shall not depart from Judah, nor a lawgiver from between his feet, until Shiloh come, until him shall the people unto him shall the gathering of the people be. And who is this person? Unto him shall the gathering of the people be. That's the one you're in there called JC. His name is Yahawashi. And our forefather prophesied of him. Matter of fact, you keep reading a little bit more. It talks about him when he was in the first time when he was walking the earth. you know, you know, you know, but just straight to the point. His eyes shall be red with wine, and his teeth white with milk. And this is a description of Yahawashi. That our forefather Jacob gave us. But to even make a even better description of it, it's in Revelations, the precept for that. This is Revelations 1 and 7. No, 1 and 14. But I'm going to just go 1:7 first. Behold, he cometh in the clouds, and every eye shall see him. They also which pierced him, and all the kindred of the earth shall wail because of him. Even so, if the second coming of Yahawashi is such a great event, why all the earth, why the kindred of the earth, the tribes of the earth, are going to wail because of him? Because he's not coming to save everybody. He's coming to save his people. The so-called Negroes, so-called Latinos, so-called Native Americans, and Israelite foreigners that have been dispersed throughout all the earth. We've been dispersed throughout all the nations. So, but the point is this right here. Remember that description I just gave you in Genesis 49. And his hair and his head and his hair were white like wool, and white as snow, and his eyes were as a flame of fire. And that's a precept for the following scripture I just gave. Referring to the appearance of Yahawashi, how he's going to look. And his feet was like unto fine brass as if it burned in a furnace, and his voice as the sound of many waters. And Yahawashi returned. He's not coming back as a so-called white man. This scripture give you a texture and a texture of hair and descriptions of what a color his feet would look like. Like his feet look like fine brass as if it burned in a furnace. What color do anything come out when it look like when it comes out of a furnace? It don't come out looking white. You know, even the so-called white man, he ain't white. He's pink. He's red. His skin he's translucent. His skin, the blood show forth through his skin. He's not white. You know, this right here, the color of my app right here, this is white. You know, Yahawashi, when he returns, he's going to be a dark man. You know, a brown man, like me. And hair like wool, white like wool. That give you a texture. Hey, he got an afro. You know, he's not a so-called pale a white man. You know, but let's get scriptures of the second coming, because Yahawashi even not even Yahawashi talks about it. Yahawashi talks about it. Matter of fact, let's get it. This is in Matthew 24 and 27. Because this is the second coming of this is Yahawashi giving his own prophecy about his return. You know, this is Matthew 24 and 27. For as lightning coming out of the east and shining even unto the west, so also the coming of Son of Man be. Because the angels and Yahawashi is going to be moving faster than lightning. Matter of fact, when you see these so-called UFOs, the so-called chariots of the Most High, you know, the clouds of heaven, the clouds of Israel, or whatever, you know, they try to say they UFOs, UAPs, but what they are the chariots of the Most High. They are those spacecrafts are the Most High's ships. You know, his chariots, his vehicles. You know, when Yahawashi went, matter of fact, this is Acts 1 and this is Acts 1 and 9. And when he had spoken these things, while they beheld him, he was taken up in a cloud, and received him out of their sight. And while they looked steadfastly towards the heaven, hold on, let me make sure that this is in red letter mode, so you know that y'all can see the words of Yahawashi in red letter. And while he had spoken these things, while they beheld him, he was taken up in a cloud and received them out of their sight. And this is talking about Yahawashi. This is when Yahawashi went back up into the kingdom. You know, and while they looked steadfastly towards the heaven as he went up, behold, two men stood by them in white apparel. Who's these two men that stood by them in white apparel? These are the angels of the Most High, which also said, Ye men of Galilee, why stand ye gazing up into heaven? This same Yahawashi which is taken up from you into heaven shall so come in like manner as ye have seen him go into heaven. And the same way he left, the same way he's going to return. He went up into the in a cloud. The cloud received him out of sight. That's a metaphor for a chariot. Hey, he's gonna come back like manner, just like when Revelation 1:7 said he come in the clouds. You know, that's a chariot. He's gonna return back in like manner, but he's returning back in a giant fathership. And Ezra said it's the size of a mountain. I'm gonna get that in Second Ezra, the 13th chapter. But back to Matthew 24 and and 28. Pick it back up at 28. Uh, 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 for wheresoever the carcass is, there will the eagles be gathered together, and the carcass are the Israelites, and the eagles are the angels. You know, they're going to be gathering up the whole elect. Yahawashi is going to come twofold. He's coming to gather up the whole elect and make war on earth and set up his kingdom. You know, and matter of fact, when he went back in Acts, he went before the Most High. You know, immediately after he went up in Acts. Matter of fact, let me grab that scripture. Hold on one second. Because immediately after Acts 1 and 9, when he had spoken these things, and while they beheld, he was taken up, and a cloud received him out of their sight. This happened immediately after it. The Daniel saw this in the when he was, you know, in a vision that he received. And this what happened immediately after he was, you know, taken up in the cloud after Acts, you know, on the first chapter. And this is Daniel 1 and 13. I, Daniel, in the night vision, and behold, one like the Son of Man came with the clouds of heaven, the chariots, metaphor for the chariots, and came to the Ancient of Days, who the world inly called God. You know, his name is Yahweh. You know, he's the Almighty. He's the one that sits on the throne of heaven. And they brought him near before him. And there was given him dominion and glory and a kingdom, that all people, nation, and tongues should serve him. And his kingdom is an everlasting dominion, which shall not pass away, and his kingdom that which shall not be destroyed. And this what happened. Yahawashi showed Daniel the vision of the Most High giving Yahawashi everything. You know. Now back to Matthew 24. Back to the second coming. You know, the return. You know, of Yahawashi. Uh, uh, um, Matthew 24 and 29. Immediately after the tribulation of those days shall the sun be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light, and the stars shall fall from heaven, and the powers of the heavens shall be shaken. And immediately after the tribulation of those days, Jacob's trouble, famine, a thermonuclear destruction of this place, because this shit, this all this is in the scripture. The stars falling from heaven, the stars shall fall from heaven. Those are the thermonuclear warheads falling back to the earth as an untimely fig being shaken of a mighty wind. Hey, hey, these things are happening while Yahawashi is returning. Yahawashi is going to return and come back and save the elect and the 1/3 of the house of Israel just in the next time before the earth is destroyed. No, no. What's going to have the force to shake the earth and the heavens? So thermonuclear warheads. It's going to shake and move the earth. And then shall appear a sign of the Son of Man in heaven. Then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn, and they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven. Another, there you go again. Then shall appear a sign of the Son of Man in heaven, and then shall all the tribes of the earth mourn. Right back to Revelation 1:7. You know, he cracked the skies, and all eyes shall see him. They also which pierced him, and all the tribes of the earth shall mourn. Matter of fact, let's just get it, so I don't butcher it. This is Revelation 1:7. Behold, he coming to the clouds, and every eye shall see him. They also which pierced him, and all the kindred of the earth shall wail because of him, even so. This is the prophecy of that event happening, and this is a future prophecy of what's going to happen. All the nations, tribes of the earth are going to mourn when they see Yahawashi coming, a so-called black man returning back to the earth, and he's coming to take the kingdom by force. He's not coming back to meet you as a man, not like when he left, when they slayed him and hung him on the cross. He's not coming back like that. He's returning as an angelic force, and he's coming back with an armada. He's coming to attack and take this kingdom by force. And he's going to make easy work with these nations. He's going to start off with Esau, and he's going to take all the other nations down right along with it. And he shall send his keep going. And they shall see the Son of Man coming in the clouds of heaven with great power and great glory. And all the hosts of heaven is going to be with him. Matter of fact, he's going to blot out the sky. Matter of fact, Habakkuk, the 3rd chapter, is also talking about the return of Yahawashi. But I'm just go straight to the point. Matter of fact, let's get some of it right now, and we're gonna have to go back to it because Yahawashi is not coming to play a nice guy. Matter of fact, Habakkuk was afraid when he seen this vision. This is Habakkuk 3:2. O Yahweh, I have heard thy speech and was afraid. O Yahweh, revive thy work in the midst of years. In the midst of years, make known wrath. In the midst of years, make known, and wrath remember mercy. And we've been waiting for Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to pour out his force and let himself be known unto the earth again. But it's been a long time since the Most High have shown himself what that where he's a terror for the tribe of the children of Israel. But it's going to happen again when Yahawashi, when the Most High finally allowed Yahawashi and the angels return to gather up the whole full elect and the 1/3. He's going to show his force. He's going to show his power. He's going to make his name great again. Yahawashi came from Teman, and the Holy One from Mount Paran, and Shalah, and his glory covered the heavens, and the earth was full of his praise. Just like in these other movies, these alien movies, where the UFOs are all over the place, like War in the World. Yahawashi chariots. Matter of fact, like Independence Day, where the chariots was all over the place. War coming out of them ships, them father ships. You know, Yahweh coming in one's the size of a mountain. You know, and his brightness was as the light, and he had horns coming out of his hand, and there was no hiding of his power. That's that concentrated energy that them laser beams. It's going to be zapping people and turning them, beating them into powder. But let's go back to Matthew 24, and let's see where I left off. 31. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of the trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of the heavens to the other. They come, Yahweh and the angels come in twofold, to gather and rescue the hopeful elect in the 1/3 from our enemies, and to make war, you know? And this is what you think them laser beams are going to be doing in Habakkuk. They're gonna be zapping and obliterating people. You know, the angels and Yahushua is gonna make war. And not only the nukes are gonna be knocking out, killing a lot of people. Yahushua and the angels are gonna be getting down. You know, pursuant to Isaiah the 30th chapter, 63rd chapter. It talks about Yahushua. Been waiting for this day. And he only been in the spirit world for like 2 days. You know, you think he's been gone a long time, but to him it's just 2 days. You know, and he been waiting for to get payback. You know, this is Isaiah 63:1. Who is this that coming from Edom with dyed garments from Basra? And the Edom is so-called white man. You know, that is glorious in his peril, traveling greatness of his strength, that I might that speak in righteousness, mighty to save. And like I said, Yahushua is not only coming to fight for us. He's coming to save. He's coming to rescue and deliver the hopeful elect in the 1/3. Wherefore art thou red in thy apparel, and thy garments like him that treadeth the wine fat. Yahushua ain't coming to play nice. You know, he's not coming to give out hugs and rainbows to people. I have, and you could listen and understand the context of the scriptures that I'm reading. I have trodden down the winepress alone, and all the people there was none with me, for I would tread them in my anger. When a person say I'm going to tread them in my anger, he's not coming to be nice. You know, these are not good words. And trample them in my fury, and sprinkle their blood, and their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my raiment. And here's the point: for the day of vengeance is in my heart, and the year of my redeem is come. And that's all I gotta get from that. Hey, Yahawashi is not coming to be nice. And here goes another scripture to prove that too. You know, this is Revelations 19 and 11. And that scripture right there, the Isaiah 63, hey, verse 13 is speaking on is a precept for that. You know, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. A white horse is a metaphor for a chariot, and he that sat upon him was called faithful and true, and in righteousness he doth judge and make war. Yahushua is coming to both judge and make war. You know, he's not coming to be a nice guy. His eyes was as a flame of fire, and on his head were many crowns, and his eyes was as a flame of fire. Fire is red. Right back to Genesis 49th chapter. Hey, our forefather Jacob, he seen the Yahawashi, the second coming of Yahawashi. Moses seen the second coming of Yahawashi. You know, all the prophets have seen the return of Yahawashi. Isaiah seen the return of Yahawashi. You know, all the prophets. You know, the Most High showed them what was going to happen. You know, his men. It was revealed to them the secrets of the kingdom. You know? And on his head were many crowns, and he had a name written that no man knew but he himself. And he was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and he was called the Word of Yahweh. And the breakdown for that is John 1 and 1. You know, no, he is the word of the Most High. No. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And this is the armada that's coming with Yahawashi. He's not coming weak or light. He's coming with an angelic force. You know, armada. And out of his mouth goeth a sharp sword, and that with it he shall smite the nations, and he shall rule them with a rod of iron. And he treadeth the winepress of the fierceness and the wrath of the Almighty. And he treadeth the winepress as the fierceness of the fierceness wrath of the Almighty. And that's Isaiah 63rd chapter. You know, Yahushua is not coming to be a nice guy. My last scripture is 2nd Ezra, 13th chapter. All this talking about the return of Yahawashi. You know, after it came to pass. No, and it came to pass after 7 days, I dreamed a dream by night, Salakia, and lo, there rose a wind from the sea, that it moved all the ways thereof. And I beheld, and lo, that a man waxed strong with 1,000s of heaven. Who is this man that waxed strong with 1,000s of heaven? That's the one who you Indian call JC. This man is the one who his name is Yahawashi HaMashiach. You know? And when he turned his countenance to look, all things trembled that were seen under him. You know? Just like in Independence Day, the chariot was moving, and it was causing an earthquake because of the vibration of the chariot moving across the sky. They get that shit from they get that what they did in the movies from this scripture. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together a multitude of men out of number from the four winds to subdue the man that came out of the sea. But I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. And the nations are going to want to fight Yahawashi. They are not. Nobody wants to fall out of power, out of rulership of the world. They're going to fight to try to retain it. But the Most High put that spirit in them to fight instead of just surrendering. And just give the kingdom to us. The Most High is a man of war. He loves to see fights. He loves to see battles. It shows his power. It's a show of his power, his divine power. So, all the world will fear him. Just like back in the olden times. When we left out of Egypt, people were afraid for what the Most High did for us. He's going to do it again. You know? But after this I beheld, and lo, he graved himself a great mountain and flew upon it. A great mountain is a chariot, a fathership. But I would have not seen the region or place where without the hill was graven, and I could not. The prophet Ezra couldn't see the end of the chariot from the beginning to the horizon. He couldn't see the end of it from the horizon. That's how big this chariot is going to be. You know, Yahawashi's chariot is going to be. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid, yet thirst to fight. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held instrument, he neither lifted up his hand, nor held sword, nor any instrument of war. Hey, they came to fight Yahawashi. Yahawashi gonna take them out. The Most High set them up to fall in a great battle, and this is the battle that's about to happen. The beginning stages of it's already been set up. We're seeing it right now. The Iran War, the beginning of it, the beginning phases of World War III. We're just waiting for a few more prophecies before this event happens. When the fall of all you nations, all the kings of this world. He had many crowns in Revelation, the 19th chapter. Those are kingdoms that he's taken down. And but I only saw that he sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and a tempest. And they were all mingled together, the blast of fire, the flaming breath, and the great tempest. And this is the concentrated energy laser beams. And the great tempest fell, and fell with violence upon the multitude which was prepared to fight, and burnt them up, everyone, so that upon a sudden innumerable multitude nothing was to perceive but only dust and the smell of smoke. And when I saw this, I was afraid. And this is it. This is the return of Yahawashi. He's coming to make war. He's not being a nice guy. He's coming to make war and gather up the elect. He's coming twofold, to save the Israel, the hopeful elect in 1/3, and to make war with our enemies. and take the kingdom. So, that's it on this one. Pray this video is edifying to the hopeful elect. But, hey, matter of fact, let's go down a little bit more. Because the angel breaks it down for Ezra's. This is Second Ezra 13 and 15. This is the meaning of the vision, whereas thou sawest the man coming out of the midst of the sea. He can this same is he whom Yahweh the highest has kept a great season, which by his own self shall deliver his creature, and he shall order them that are left behind. And this is Yahawashi. The Most High is going to gather up the children of Israel. You know, no. Whereas thou saw that out of his mouth there came a blast of wind and fire and storm, that he held neither sword or any instrument of war, but that the rushing in of him destroyed the whole multitude that came to subdue him. This is the interpretation. Behold, the days come when the Most High will begin to deliver them that are upon the face of the earth. Who are those? The Israelites. And it shall come to the astonishment of them that dwell upon the earth. Hey, it's going to be astonishment. It's going to be a strange, by the strange, wisdom of Solomon, by the strangeness of their salvation. You know, uh, 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 and one shall undertake another. One shall overtake to fight against another, and one city against another, and one place against another, and one people against another, and one realm against another. It's going to be wars, race wars. Esau fighting against Esau, Edomites. You know, hey, hey, hey. And the time shall be when these things shall come to pass. The signs shall happen, which I have showed thee before. Then shall my son be declared, whom thou sawest, as a man descending. And when the people hear the voice, every man shall hear their own. Every man shall in their own land leave the battle they have against one another, and an innumerable multitude shall be gathered together as thou sawest them willing to come and to overcome him by fighting. And they're going to try to fight Yahawashi. They're going to go from fighting each other, World War III, race wars and all that shit. They're going to try to fight Yahawashi, but it ain't going to happen. They got I'm gonna keep reading. But he shall stand upon the top of Mount Zion, and Zion shall come and shall be showed to all men, being prepared and built like as thou sawest the hill graven without hands. That's that giant chariot. And here goes the point. This my son, and this my son shall rebuke the wicked inventions of those nations which for their wicked life are fallen into the tempest. And they're going to be destroyed. And and shall lay before them their evil thoughts and torments wherewith they shall begin to be tormented, which are like unto the flame, which is like unto the flame, and shall destroy them without labor by the law which is like unto me. And that's the destruction of them, our people, our enemies. And Yahawashi is going to gather up the hopeful elect, the 1/3 in the house of Israel. So with that said, our enemy, it's already written. They lose, we get the kingdom. So with that said, all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Shalom.